Pinus Brutia. The Turkish pine is a pine native to the eastern Mediterranean region. The bulk of its range is in Turkey, but it also extends to the East Aegean islands of Aegean Sea, the Crimea, Iran, Georgia, Azerbaijan, northern Iraq, western Syria, Israel, Lebanon, and Cyprus. It generally occurs at low altitudes, mostly from sea level to 600 meters, up to 1,200 meters in the south of its range. Turkish pine was also known by several other common names: Calabrian pine, East Mediterranean pine, and Brutia pine. Description: Pinus Brutia is a medium-sized tree, reaching 20 to 35 meters tall and with a trunk diameter of up to 1 meter, exceptionally 2 meters. The bark is orange-red, thick and deeply fissured at the base of the trunk, and thin and flaky in the upper crown. The leaves are in pairs, slender, mostly 10 to 16 centimeters long, bright green to slightly yellowish-green. The cones are stout, heavy and hard, 6 to 11 centimeters long and 4 to 5 centimeters broad at the base when closed, green at first, ripening glossy red-brown when 24 months old. They open slowly over the next year or two to release the seeds, opening to 5 to 8 centimeters broad. The seeds are 7 to 8 millimeters long, with a 15 to 20 millimeters wing, and are mainly wine-dispersed. Subspecies: Pinus Brutia, Turkish pine, is closely related to Aleppo pine, P. Canary Island pine, and maritime pine, which all share many features with it. Some authors have treated it as a subspecies of Aleppo pine, but it is usually regarded as a distinct species. It is a moderately variable species, and the following subspecies and varieties are named: Pinus Brutia subsp. Brutia var. Brutia Pinus Brutia subsp. Brutia var. Pitti USA Pinus Brutia subsp. Brutia var. Stankovica e Pinus Brutia subsp. Brutia var. Pendulophilia, Pinus Brutia subsp. Eldrica. The elder pine is treated as a species by some authors. It is adapted to a dry climate with a summer rainfall peak, whereas subsp. Brutia is adapted to a climate with mainly winter rainfall. Ecology. The Krupa's nuthatch, a rare nuthatch, is largely restricted to forests of Turkish pine and depends heavily on it for feeding. The ranges of the two species are largely coincident. Uses: honey. Turkish pine is host to a sap-sucking aphid Marclina hellenica. Under normal circumstances, this insect does no significant damage to the pine, but is of great importance for the excess sugar it secretes. This sugar, honeydew, is collected by honeybees, which make it into a richly flavored and valuable honey, pine honey, with reputed medicinal benefits. Landmark: the lone pine, a prominent landmark tree at an Anzac First World War battle at Gallipoli, was this species. Cones from the battlefield were taken home to Australia, and plants sourced from the seeds were planted as living memorials. Lone pine memorials based on cones brought back from Gallipoli may use this species or Aleppo pine. Some memorials utilize other species altogether. Forestry. It is widely planted for timber, both in its native area and elsewhere in the Mediterranean region east to Pakistan. Cultivation. Pinus Brutia is a popular ornamental tree, extensively planted in parks and gardens in hot, dry areas, where its considerable heat and drought tolerance is highly valued. The subspecies Eldrica is the most drought-tolerant form, used in Afghanistan, Iran, and more recently in Arizona, California, and Texas. In the United States, Pinus Brutia subsp. Eldrica is referred to as Eldrica pine, Afghan pine, or Mondale pine.